Shopping for the affordable and quality second-hand clothes, popularly known as Mitumba, is straightforward but can also be quite difficult if you take the traditional route. You can go to Gikomba Market in Nairobi and try find your way through the stalls and dig through the piles of clothes. You could also do the same at any of the major markets in urban centers in Kenya. Bargaining is part of the process. While this approach works, things in the Mitumba sector are gradually changing with the entrance of formalized second-hand stores that keep prices low and give the shopper the opportunity to shop like they would at a clothes store. This is the concept behind Think Twice Kenya, which has 25 stores in Thika, Kiambu, Naivasha, Meru, and a majority in Nairobi. Other shops using this model include Rahisi Second-Hand Mart and Budget Wear, with the latter having 9 outlets in Nairobi, Thika, and Rungai.
When people go to shop out for clothing, mainly is not only the product that they need. The shopping lifestyle itself, the experience that you get out of what you spend, and finally the product. The idea behind Think Twice is the shopping experience that we offer to the customers by giving a nice environment where it's easy to shop. Once you get to our shops, then you will find the environment is very clean, friendly. The departments, the product is separated into departments where it will be so easy for you to shop. The prices are clearly indicated, so there's no that concept of bargaining or rip-off or things like that.
The first store was established in 2014, and at Think Twice, the prices range from 25 shillings to a maximum of 1,500 shillings. Despite the high operating expenses like rent, staff, electricity, license fees, and others, the company's competitive advantage is because it imports its own items directly, cutting the normal Mitumba supply chain.
Naturally, the way the second-hand business is in Kenya is that there are several levels where the importer then sells to another bulk seller, then the bulk seller sells to another small bulk seller, up to the person who buys the bale, and then from the person who buys the bale, some people buy several pieces and then they go to take them to different outlets. So you'll find that from the importation to the end consumer, in typical example, you'll find between 5 to 10 different stages involved. But in Think Twice, that is very different because we import directly and from the port to the warehouse to the shop.
According to Mitumba Consortium Association of Kenya, 90% of Kenyans use second-hand clothes, with the sector employing over 2 million Kenyans, both directly and indirectly. Meanwhile, 185,000 tons of Mitumba clothes come to Kenya every year, offering the government 12 billion shillings in taxes. Since the Mitumba industry is customer-centered, the formalized second-hand clothes stores will grow gradually, just like in other global markets. Abel Kamau is the sector's executive at the Kenya Association of Manufacturers.
The growth has also been, even to those actual traders within Gikomba, seen many of them shifting from Gikomba and operating formal operation joints around most of the estates. So I think it's a trend, it's a market trend, it's a disruption, which I think we should capacity build our business people towards adoption.
On the other hand, KAM data shows the local fashion market has employed over 300,000 Kenyans, both directly and indirectly. And with good regulation, the growth of the formalized second-hand clothes may not have any significant negative impact on the local fashion market, since the two markets target different people.
The critical thing for us is to ensure that what is coming in as Mitumba is genuinely Mitumba. One of the concerns that the manufacturers have had over a large period of time, a long period of time, is where you find new clothing or new footwear being imported as second-hand. They are misdeclared as second-hand. And this ultimately leads to under-invoicing. And those imported new items end up paying lower duties and taxes. And these new products are the ones that are giving direct competition to locally manufactured products because it's new for new. So the critical thing, which I think also the government has really put in a lot of effort, both within the Bureau of Standards, the Revenue Authority, and also from the Ministry of Trade and Industry, is ensuring that we have regulations that ensure that any trade which is happening, it's genuine trade.
For Think Twice Kenya, the only challenge would be having any import ban. One of the first responses to the COVID-19 pandemic by the government was a ban on Mitumba imports in March 2020 that lasted until August the same year.
The consumer base, those are people who depend on our product for their basic consumption. Clothing is a basic need, and these people need that for their basic, life sustenance. So we're doing away with Mitumba business. That will be the first group to be highly affected. The other big group to be affected is the people who operate within the industry. There are people who buy and resell, the middlemen who make a profit out of resale and breaking the bulks. There are the people who are involved in transportation. There are people who work, for example, the whole of the staff that we have around here. There are people who offer support services, food industry that comes out of the market, because the people who are in the market have to be fed, have to be serviced. There's the financial institutions, the banks, they give a lot of financing. They also receive a lot of deposits through the trade.
Think Twice plans to expand to other major cities in Kenya.